Hello everyone, welcome back to the day 14 of Advent of Cyber 2024 of Try Hack Me. Continuing today's series of Advent of Cyber, we have reached the day 14, which is about certificate management. What are certificates? What are we managing here? What is mismanagement? We'll all get to know in today's video. So let's dive into the story. Day 14, even if we are horribly mismanaged, there'll be no sad face on SOC mass. Oh, is it? Why? What happened? Story. It's the mayor, said the glitch. He said it while singing. The people of Werewell, they're browsing, he's spying. That sounds like him, Miss Kitty then said. Back to work then, while scratching her head. It's a quiet morning in town of Werewell, a wholesome town where cheer and tech come together. McSkitty is charged to protect the gift scheduler, the service elves used to schedule all the present to be delivered in Werewell. She assigned Glitch to the case to make sure that the site is secure for G Day, which is the gift day. In the meantime, Mayor Malware works tirelessly, hoping to not only ruin Christmas by redirecting presents to the wrong address, but also to ensure that Glitch is blamed for the attack. After all, Glitch's warnings about the same vulnerabilities Mayor Malware is exploiting make the hacker an easy scapegoat. Yeah, of course. Come on, Mayor. You can all see your objectives here. Okay, so let's go to what is the learning objectives of today. In today's task, you will learn about self-signed certificates, man-in-the-middle attacks, and using Burp Suite for proxy to intercept traffic. Okay, now before we get deep into what these things are, what are public key, private key, and reading all those data, first let's understand the context of today's video or today's Advent of Cyber's challenge. So now, imagine I have a website with me which I'm running for hosting about my business or shipping products like Werewell's products which they're selling. So, and usually everyone would like to be connecting to a secure site, which is the HTTP sites, right? So HTTPS will make sure that okay, you're accessing an authentic and a very secure site there. So now to say that any site is secure, for example, not the typical HTTP website, but a HTTPS, which is a secure site, how are you going to be saying that? How do you make sure that it is actually running a secure site? For that, they provide a certificate. So a certificate is given to a website, which is going to say that that this particular website has been confirmed to be running a secure site. Now you can take this as an example. Now, if you're running a running race competition, okay, so in that running race competition, I secure the first place in a 100-meter dash. So I can go and tell everyone that yes, I have come first in this particular running race. But then, what is the proof? Okay, someone needs to confirm telling that yes, I have come for the first place or I'm standing the first place for this competition of running race. So every time a person wins a race or reaches the position of first place or something like that, they give them a medal and a certificate. What does that certificate contain? That certificate contains that this so and so user has secured so and so position on this so and so event, confirming that this has happened and all those things. That's the certificate. That's like confirming, telling that yes, this person has come first place in a running race. Similarly, that's what happens in a website. To confirm that yes, this is running a secure site, we need to provide it a certificate. Now, every website which is running a HTTPS communication to talk to the web browser and the server, there is going to be a certificate given to them. So it's called as a CA certificate in the terms of websites and all those things. We'll come into what are CA certificates, how do they look, and all those things in a moment. But you can click on this log button. It depends on your web browser. You just need to tinkle with those options next to the URL. So in Firefox, you can come here, click on that log icon, then go to connection secure, and then more information. Then click on security. Under security, you will get an option called as view certificate. So this website of tryhackme.com, I know it's not in the scope, but I'm not attacking or anything. I'm just showcasing this for the purpose of education. So tryhackme, if you're watching this video, it's all proper. I mean, I'm not exploiting you all. Okay, so coming back to this, so tryhackme.com. So we see a certificate given to tryhackme, saying that this is the common name of it, the country that they're living in, all those things. We will come back to what this certificate means in a moment, but every site is going to have a certificate whenever it claims to be running a HTTPS application behind it. Now, for example, I can even showcase you another type of certificate which you would typically see. For example, I'll be showcasing one of the lab servers which I have in my this network. So, 192.168.1.3 and port number is 8006. So it is basically my Proxmox server which I'm running in the backend. Even though it says not secure, okay, let's go to connection not secure and more information, and then okay, the certificate is not seen. So what will happen if I click on advanced and accept the risk and oh yeah, I have it there. Let's go back. Try refreshing once more. No. Okay. I wanted to showcase that certificate. I guess I missed that opportunity now. Then port 8006. Let me remove all the cookies and the memories that it has stored so that I can showcase that once again. So delete all sessional cookies, memories. No, don't say this now. Okay. Let's refresh. Hopefully I get that option. Okay. Let's try here itself. Remove exception. Okay. So it says warning potential security risk ahead. You'll understand why this particular thing comes up in a moment as we go through the challenge of today. So I just want to showcase you all telling that use certificate option, and here it gives a different certificate. So if you compare the one with tryhackme, it says tryhackme and all those things, and here it says the subject name, the organizational unit is this and this and this, all these things. So you can see that. So there are different types of certificates that we are looking at in our screen today. So one which is of tryhackme and the one is of my local Proxmox server. So you will understand the difference in a moment, but that's what it's a certificate given to the websites which are running HTTPS, confirming that they tend to have a secure connection, and this is the certificate showcasing that this service or this application wants to communicate with a secure mode of communication. So you can see here that it also has HTTPS. For that reason itself, I'm getting this error on my screen. Now, continuing with what this certificate contains and what and all does that have. So there are primarily three things that a certificate would have, which is the public key, a private key, and the metadata. So a public key is something like a certificate which the browser would have. Okay, it's made publicly available to everyone to be using it for encrypting the data and then transferring it all around. So the users who are browsing from the Firefox browser here, they would have the public key with them, and then the private key is stored in the server, which is then going to be later using the encrypted text that we get from our browser using the public key. They're going to decrypt it later. So the public key is nothing but a publicly accessible certificates part of encryption algorithm, which is given for the users of the web browsers to use for communicating securely to the web server. Now, what's private key? Private key is nothing but a secret key, which is basically the server itself is going to be containing. It's nowhere publicly given, and that is going to be using that algorithm to decode the text whatever is sent from the browser to the server. That's always kept secret. That's not shared to anyone. Now, the metadata. So the metadata is going to be the main information that is being transferred along. So the information that you'll be able to see here, like the subject name, the common name, the country, organization, common name, and all those things that you're seeing on the screen here, they're all the metadata which is used by the certificate to communicate between or to have that authority or to be known as a unique provider of this particular security service. So it is going to be containing all such information related to the website, the owner, the URL, who is the certifying authority, and all those things in it. So they're going to have a valid number of period. You can see the examples they've given here. Uniquely identifiable number, validity period, signature, and the hashing algorithm. So Scrolling down, you can even see the validity, the public key information, and fingerprints and all those things. So they'll be having unique identification methods. So you can even see it with here, the public key information, the fingerprints, and all those things there. So this is about certificates breakdown. Now I refer to the term something called as certificate authority. Now, for example, okay, if a running race competition is conducted by XYZ organization as a part of some event or something, now they are the people who are going to be authorizing you to be given a certificate. So usually you can see that in the section of signatures in a certificate, you'll have someone's name. It's not going to be the person who ran the competition. Most probably it's not going to be the person who ran the competition or who ran the race is going to be having this signature. But whereas the person who what was the manager of the event or was the person who authorized to have that event, so that's going to be the person's signature where it's going to be there. So a certifying authority, okay, a certificate authority or the CA in short, is a entity or a firm who's going to be confirming the authenticity of these certificates what is generated. So, for example, they've given the popular CAs, which are Global Sign, Let's Encrypt, DigiCert, and all those things. They're all organizations or units who provide that certificates for websites and applications for saying that yes, they do confirm to be running a secure site in their application. So they are the CAs who are going to be managing these certificates, and they'll have control. They'll have complete control over the validity, the hashing algorithms, the time period, and all those things. So they are the people who do that. Now, what happens with the browser trusting these CAs is that they'll have a list of popular CA certificates in their web browser, which is then going to be later going to be used by the browser to communicate with the server. For that, they've given us a description about here, which says the four major communication part, what is going to happen with the HTTPS connections with the CA certificate is the handshake. So a browser request for a secure connection to the server, which is hosting all those things. So for that, it's going to be asking the website. Basically, it's going to be the server. Basically, is going to be responding with the certificate that it has. So once a browser is going to be asking for the CA certificate, the server which is hosting the web application is going to be passing them the CA certificate for them to look at and then confirm and do all those things. So that is the second step. Once the handshake is done between transferring the certificates from the server to the browser, it's going for the verification process where it is going to look at who is the CA, who is the person who has authorized to have the certificate, who is the person who has what is the time period that the certificate is going to be valid for, what is the hashing algorithm, what is the encoding mechanisms, and all those things. So once it's going to verify all those information related to the server and the web application that it is hosting, then it's going to perform a key exchange where a browser is going to share its public key with the encrypted data, whatever is there, to the server, which is going to be based upon the encryption mechanism which is specified in the CA certificate. It's going to use that encrypted and then send it back to the server. Then the server is going to receive those encrypted mechanisms and then it's going to be decrypting it. So then the information is going to be transferred. So that's how a connection happens. Now, usually you don't look at handshake and verification happening on each time a website is going to be talking to the server. But key exchange and decryption is a continuous process as we communicate with the server. As I start to transfer data back and forth, the decryption and the key exchange is going to be happening parallelly. Well, handshake and verification just happens once you're trying to connect to start a secure connection with the server. For example, like how we saw here, once I click on accept the risk and continue, no matter what, until unless I tell it to forget about the secure connection and or remove those exceptions, it's going to continue with its default behavior. Whenever I'm going to be connecting from here, if I log in the username and password and all those things to this application of my Proxmox, that is going to be encrypted. That's going to be the point where the key exchange and decryption is going to be working. So I gave you an example with this application and of TryHackMe, right? So you saw the difference in the behavior, how we could see. Now, if I try to just load the TryHackMe page, so tryhackme.com, And if I just press enter, I have nowhere clicked on any of the agreements saying that yes, please confirm that, or I do confirm or wish to accept with the risk whatever this page is containing and all those things. But whereas I see this here, why is that? It says potential risk ahead. Why is that? That's the difference between a self-signed certificate and a trusted CA certificate. So you can imagine self-signed certificate to be something like, I'm running a running race competition. I secure the first place, and as an event organization, as an event organizer, I'm going to sign on my own certificate saying that I've secured the first place. Now, who's going to believe that certificate, right? So it could even be fake. I'm not telling it's fake. It could be fake. That could be fake is the potential risk. That is what this web application is showcasing here. That this particular certificate, what is being exchanged by the web browser and the website, is not in any of the publicly listed CAs. So it's nowhere given by any of the third party application to say that this is confirmed and this is a real certificate. Okay, so that's what is happening here. But when it comes to the TryHackMe certificate, when we saw there is no error there, it's because it's using one of the publicly accessible CAs who have authorized and given a CA certificate to that application. Now, why is there these two difference here? Why is there a self-signed certificate and why is there a CA certificate? Why should I, running my own competition and securing a first place, have the authority to sign on my own certificate saying that this person or myself have secured the first place? That's a good question. So that fundamentally goes with the concept of the time required for getting a legitimate CA certificate. Let me take a sip of water. So, a CA certificate, getting it authorized by a third party agency or a unit or an organization takes a time. It can take up to weeks to get a CA certificate being verified from that party and then hosted on your server. And that might also come up with its own additional costs, finance, or the the website not functioning and all. There are standard limits and standard procedures and standard requirements that is required for you having a CA certificate in your application. Now, having that enabled in a environment where it's not typically for the public or it's something that you have for an internal service only. So you don't need to go through all those steps. For that case, we have come up with the option of having a self-signed certificate where I say that I'm signing on my own certificate telling that this wants to secure, we want to have a secure communication between the browser and the server, and then it's going to be using it. That's the reason, since the Firefox browser does not have that certificates CA author, that authorities listed anywhere in its list of CAs, it's going to give me a risk saying that I don't know this particular risk. So the CA, so there could be a risk ahead. I have no valid reason to approve that this is a secure site. That's why you can see up a pop telling that not secure, even in the case when I have HTTPS service running in my application. So when I click on advanced, then say accept the risk and continue, it's going to give me a lock sign, but with that warning sign telling that this is not a verified CA certificate. So that's what is going to be happening here. So let me close all these certificates here. That's the difference between a CA certificate and a self-signed certificate. Now, why is there this risk here? What would be a negative impact if I'm having my own CA certificate in my lab network or my internal organization? That doesn't make any sense to have any issue in it, right? Thing is, with CA certificate now, since I don't know who is the person who is authorized to have this secure communication, what I can say is instead of following this method of transferring data, you please go through this method of this location first, hop here, and then go somewhere else. So like I'm trying to build a man in the middle attack, and because there is no secure endpoints or any trusted CA who is going to be saying that whatever path has been chosen to communicate to the web browser should remain this. A self-signed certificate does not have such restrictions. So it's going to say that, okay, whatever is the feasible path, please follow it and then go there. So I can have things like man-in-the-middle attacks be coming there. So that's one of the major risks, and that's what is the theme of today's challenge that we are going to be encountering in today's video. So let's continue. Enough of my theories here and the description. Let's click on the start machine. And let me also go to the top of the screen to turn on the attack box. So here I can see my window popping into half, which is a good sign. And let's give it a minute. Till then, let's continue reading the story of the G Day or the gift day of Maya malware and what are his intentions. So that by the time the application is going to get loaded and we can continue with today's task. There are less than 2 weeks until G Day, and Maya malware has been planning its disruption ever since Glitch raised the self-signed certificate vulnerability to MixKitty during a security briefing the other day. His plan is near perfect. He will hack into the gift scheduler and mess with the delivery schedule. No one will receive the gift destined for them. G Day or the gift day will be ruined. Evil laugh. Ha ha ha. So the preparation for this attack, what Maya is planning is that first things first, the glitch spoke about self-signed certificate, but Maya malware can't believe that the townspeople, usually so security savvy, is maddening to him, would easily disregard such a critical vulnerability. Is it a trap set up by the glitch and MixKitty to catch him red-handed? He definitely needs to check for himself. Before that, though, he wants to make sure that his tracks are well covered to prevent any DNS logs from alerting his enemies. He will resolve gift schedulers FQDN, which is the domain address, locally on his machine. So I don't have to go to a DNS server and then get a DNS record. I'm just telling that connect to this IP address using this DNS name. So it can happen even locally. So that's the just the FQDN, that's the full form of it, which we'll not get into it now. To achieve this, let's add the following line to the etc host file on the attack box. So let's wait for the application to load up completely, and then let's add the, what do we say, the IP address and the DNS record to this. Okay, so let's click on close by pressing enter and then open up the terminal here. So once the terminal is loaded up, let's run this command, which is going to be echo, then the IP address. So 10.10.19.197. This is going to be unique to you all, depending upon what IP address you have got. And let's say gift, CIFT hyphen scheduler. Yeah, scheduler, CHEDULER.THM. So we are going to be specifying this domain name for this IP address and then entering these information into the etc host file. So it's a file that's going to be containing all the information related to all this DNS records and those things. So we are going to be saving this command or this line after whatever we specified as echo into the last line of the etc host file. So pressing enter, that would have saved it there. So let's look at that host file to confirm that it is properly entered there. So use the command cat etc host. So here you can see in the bottom that it shows that our line of adding the domain name is properly configured there. So let's copy that. Let's copy the domain name. And then let's browse to the gift scheduler.thm in our Firefox browser. So let's open that. So in the next case, we'll be requiring to use Burp Suite. So yeah, let's open this in full screen that we don't have to be congested about the space that we get to see here. So let's make that full screen. Bring this down to the point where we were looking at. And then, yes, Firefox is loading. So let's paste in the domain name which we copied, which we saved for this IP address. So you can see this error showing up saying, warning, potential security risk ahead. This is because you have a self-signed certificate installed to this application. Just like how we saw in my Proxmox server, where I had my self-signed certificate for the Proxmox server. The same thing is happening here. So let's click on advanced. And let's click on view certificate to look at what informations does that have. So click on that, it's going to open a new tab. It has its own information related to the country, the state, the organization, email address, and all those metadata stored in it, the fingerprints, all those things. So yeah, it's a certificate which is there. So let's not get into that. Let's click on accept the risk and continue. It says gift scheduler. Welcome to the gift scheduler. Welcome to the gift scheduler and where will request or manage your gifts here. So let's click on start. Let's go into the application. We need to enter with the login credentials. So let's use Maya Malware's credentials here. The username is Maya Malware. Oh, I need to paste it in the clipboard first. So open up here, go to the clipboard, paste that there, and then enter that as the username. Then coming back here, the password is this. Oh, cancel, please. Then paste this password. There's white space here. Okay, now paste that into the password option here and press enter. So we have logged in as Maya Malware. Welcome to the dashboard. I like this UI, so it's good. View your gift status or request a new one. What would you wish for? I would wish for a car, a hacker car. Let's make that hacker car. Why is it typing 2 times? Hacker car. Okay, so let's click on submit request and see what's going to happen. It says hacker car pending. So gift request added successfully. Okay, that's pretty much it. I guess that's nothing else is there in the application. Looking at the source code, there's nothing. Okay, it's nothing but a few functionalities present in there. Okay, close the entire screen itself. Let's click on that show split screen and make it a full screen. Then come back here and then close the half screen. Let's go back down. Okay, so coming here, let me close this window. That's what I initially wanted to do. But you can see that we are not able to do anything other than just adding requests or doing something with it. For that, Maya Malware is confused now. He wants to do something more out of this. With his credentials, he can't do anything but send gift requests, as if he were to ever do such slinking sweet gestures. To carry out his evil plans, we'll need to sniff some admin credentials, maybe some of the elf's password, or even if he gets lucky, Weaver's account. Marta May Weaver's account. I mean, poor girl. I mean, why is he always targeting her for getting admin credentials? To sniff Elf's traffic, the next step would be to start a proxy on its machine and route all of Werewolf's traffic to it. This way, the mayor will be in the middle between the townspeople and the gift scheduler. This position will allow him to snip all the requests forwarded to the sneaking website. Let's start the Burp Suite proxy, typing burp in the terminal, and a new window will open up. We can accept the default configuration by clicking all those things. So let's go up to this option to go to proxy settings. Let's go up till there by replicating those actions. So what we can do is go to applications here, or it's even here, no? So click on Burp Suite Community Edition. That's going to open up and start Burp Suite. Okay, then click on next. Then start Burp. I guess the application is having a lot of traffic today, so it's quite slow. Okay. So first things first, before I get into changing to proxy settings, all these things, I want to go to the settings, then user interface, display, and then make it from the light theme to dark theme. Then I want to change the font size to up to around 20 because it's too small for me to see from here. 20 is too much. Let me bring it to 17. Yeah, this is quite okay. So now let me, okay, it's the same step. Even if we come here to proxy and then intercept off and proxy settings, we would still be the same window as in with this one. Settings will be coming here itself. So going to the proxy options here, they're telling us to add a proxy rule here. So we're going to be adding a new proxy rule to the application, which would be to the port 8080 and the address. So the address will be our attack box IP address. So find to port, let's say port 8080, and then to specific address, which is our attack box IP address. So it's already specified there. So then click on OK. So this has added another proxy way to communicate between the request that is coming from a different source directly being pointed to this IP address. What happens with the 127.0.0.1 is that it's only limited for the local host. So whatever traffic comes, if it is pointed to the local host, the IP address or local host point or target, it's going to that port. But when I specify an IP address, anything that comes to the interface of this IP address is only requested or is only transmitted between the proxy. If not, it's not going to be taking that information at all. So we have specified this IP address on port 8080. Okay, so you can see it there. Now, going to the description, so they have also mentioned about this thing that each installation of Burp generates its own CA certificate that proxy listeners can use when negotiating TLS communication. So top level TLS connection basically. So whatever connection happens between the certificates and the exchange of the website to the server or the browser is with the TLS communication. So you can import or export the certificate for use in other tools or another installation of Burp. So you can have this generated here. You can generate a new CA certificate which is signed by Burp Suite, or you can import and export CA certificate. So they've just given a description about it. I don't think so. They have told us to download it anywhere. The settings window will. Okay, so they've nowhere told us. So let's not do any of those manipulation here. Maya malware rubs his hands together gleefully. As we can read in the yellow box in the screenshot above, Burp Suite already comes with a self-signed certificate. The users will be promoted to accept it and continue. And Maya malware knows that they will do it out of habit without even thinking of verifying the certificate origin first. So the G day or the good day disruption operation will go off without a hitch. That's nice. So what they mean is that the certificate, whenever this IP address is there, it has its own CS certificate built in with it. So when the application or the website is going to be requesting for the what request of the certificate, it's going to be using Burp Suite's CS certificate. Now, because they are used to the practice of running the self-signed certificate, they have not even verified. That's the very typical mindset that is being exploited here. It's about social engineering where users are found with the natural habits which they are performing in their day-to-day life, that even the small changes like a CA certificate in the backend, the users never get to know because they are just so into clicking on trust this certificate and moving forward. They will not attempt to verify for the authenticity of the certificate or how it's going to be accessing the web application. So snip from the between. Now the Maya malware wants to have or perform a man in the middle attack. So he wants all the requests coming from the web application to go through his proxy and then to the server. For that, he has this idea and he is doing this execution. Let's look into what he's planning to do. Let's add another line to the attack box etc host file. Note that this IP address in the snippet should reflect the IP address of the attack box, which can be found on the top of the page. So yeah, so let's add in this command. So which is echo the IP address where will -gw, which is the gateway. So we need to have a gateway before we tell the website to go where once this request has come up. So we need to have a gateway. So we're going to be configuring a gateway now. Let's make this full screen and try to zoom in. Then paste this command. So paste this command to the clipboard and then paste it into the terminal here. Onto it. then press enter, which now has entered the address to the gateway for the application to this IP address in our local system here. Now, typically, this is not exactly how it works. There are different methods that we perform. We need to be editing with the server's configuration file to change the gateway, but we're just trying to replicate it here as they've just told us to do it here. So now that has been added, we can confirm it using the command cat etc host. So in the bottom down, you can see the IP address and the gateway domain to be present there. Now let's look at the files that we have for today. So here you can see the command or the location called as CTF builder. Is that there? No. That's rooms. Okay. So go to cd rooms, and then what is in here? Okay, let's look at the location, which is AOC 2424, sorry, 2024 and day 14. So CD AOC 2024 and then day. Okay, it has not taken this address. So CD A small o. Okay. So AOC 2024 and then day 14. And we see route elf traffic.sh. I guess we need to run that now. Yes. So /route elf. It's going to be acting as a bridge between the gateway for the server and to the browser and the server. So now that this is set up properly for transferring data from the browser to the server, we can have the intercept. So we can see that user request intercepted successfully at this address or time. So now all that we have to go and do is to open up the Burp Suite, and in here let's close the settings option, and then under the HTTP history we can see all the interception that is happening here, and we can see a post method under which there is information related to the username and the password. That's nice. So we got the username and the password of one of the admin users. So let's copy that. Now let's put on the hat of a hacker for malware and then log out of this application and log in as the admin. And the password is this one. Copy that. So going here, pasting it there, clicking on login. Invalid username or password. Is it because of the white space? Oh, that says no. Okay, let's go to burp here again. Post method, it says 200 okay, and we are able to see stuff. Let's just render. Okay, that's not allowed there. So, oh, invalid username or password. Okay, they have given it there. Now, does this contain invalid username or password? Oh no, Marta Mayweather. Okay, so we got her credentials itself. So let's copy that one. And then put that as the username. And go into Burp Suite. Let's copy her password. Looks secure, but I can intercept it because I'm having my own certificate running in my own instance. So all the informations are decrypted in a plain text for me. So login. I am the admin now. Wow, nice. Welcome to the admin dashboard. So manage gifts, no gifts available, check request, cancel GDay, that's a good option. So manage gift request. So firmware has asked for the firmware update, and the hacker, the Maya malware has requested for a hacker card. Okay, that's good. So we have got it. There is a triumphant gleam in the Maya malware's eyes while he stares intensely at the web request popping on a screen. He finally sees them, the post request containing clear text credentials of the gift scheduler website. Now he only needs to wait to find the password to a privileged account. Okay, so that's it for this video. So here you can see that we have got an access to the admin's portal. Now let's get into the questions of today, the task of today. What is the name of the CA that has signed the gift scheduler certificate. So we saw it was THM. So let me confirm it here. Organization is THM. So let's put that in here. THM. Okay, that's done. Look inside the post request in the HTTP history. What is the password of the Snowbelf account? Okay, let's go there. Let's go to the Burp Suite here. And then the post. Okay, what have they asked for the password? What is the password? Okay, so let's copy the password here. We need to take it from the clipboard. So clipboard, copy that, and then paste it in here. Use the credentials for any of the ELF to authenticate to the gift scheduler website. What is the flag shown on the ELF's scheduling page? We have logged in. So let's go to the schedule page. I don't see any flag in here. Oh, it's here. It's here. I did not see this. So let's copy that. Go to the clipboard. Copy it from the clipboard. Go to the browser here. Paste it in here. And click on submit. Oh no, your answer is incorrect. What is the flag shown on the ELF's scheduling page? White space somewhere? No. Use the credentials for any of the ELF to authenticate to the gift scheduler website. What is the... Okay, let's try with other user. Mayor malware finally succeeds in the evil hunt with... Okay, so it's here. So we found this flag. So let's put it here and click on submit. We got her the flag. So we need to authenticate as some other user. Let's do that. Let's log out and go to Burp. So we saw some of the credentials here of no ball left. So let's copy that. Then put that as the username. Coming to the Burp Suite here, copy that as the password. Then put that as the password and click on login. Not now. We got another flag here. So copy that flag, take it from the clipboard, and then go back to the browser, paste it in here, click on submit. Yes, that's right. So what is the password of Marta Weaver's account? I pronounced her name wrong. I don't know why. I mean, it's too complicated. Keep it simple. So post method, let's copy her password. Let's take it from the clipboard here. Copy it there and then paste it into the question here and click on submit. That's it. So we have finished for today's challenges. If you enjoyed this task, feel free to check out the Burp Suite module. Sure. So let's click on complete. And with that, we have finished the day 14 of Advent of Cyber 2024 of Try Hack Me. Okay, so today it was all about Burp Suite intercepting as a man in the middle and learning about the CA certificates, how are HTTPS sites so secure, who are the people who are authorizing them to have the CA certificates or as a secure application. So we learned about all those things. Hope it was fun watching through this video, learning something new out of this. If you did learn something new out of this and enjoyed this video, hit on that like button. And if you're new to this channel and want to stay tuned in with such more contents related to cybersecurity, hit on that subscribe button. Also hit on that notification bell so you will be notified and you can tune in whenever I upload a new video. Hoping to tune in tomorrow for the day 15 of Advent of Cyber. Today it was a fun learning about the CA certificate and demonstrating the man in the middle attack. So that is it. If you did enjoy, hit on that like button, hit on that subscribe button. Stay tuned in. Bye bye. With